Let's see what we got here. Turn it on. Ooh, I heard something.
Mismatch, but the Mets have the lead late. 2-2.
Holy mackerel, it works. Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from JoeteckTips. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today we're going to be doing a do-it-yourself radio kit. Be able to build a AM/FM radio with this kit that I have here. I have all the necessary components here, and we're going to be doing this in real time. So we're going to be checking this out. Comes with the breadboard, speakers, and all the necessary components. This is going to be a how-to video on how to build this. So you need to watch along carefully and do it with me. So this will be the instruction video on how to build this kit. So let's get to it. AA battery module, 8 ohm, half-watt speaker, instruction manual, and all the necessary components and stuff. Actual breadboard, volume and tuning knobs, screws, micro switch, standoffs and nuts, and then the actual components themselves. So we have components here. We have 3 resistors here, more additional resistors here, 4 capacitors here, another ceramic capacitors here, 3 electrolytic capacitors here, larger capacitor here, AM antenna, resistor pack, crystal, and 2 potentiometers. And that's it. So let's get to it. Oh, and I can't forget the actual FM antenna. This evening we're going to be using a butane soldering iron. I happen to like butane because it is cordless and it doesn't, and we can adjust the heat accordingly. And I'm using resin core solder 6040. Take note, there is actually one chip that's actually installed, pre-installed, prior to us doing anything. So we must be very careful of this. We're going to do the capacitors first. So grab your largest capacitor, which is C11. This is 416 volt, 470 microfarads. Okay. Now take note, there is a polarity. The longer lead is positive and the shorter lead is negative. Okay, this is crucial. So remember, short wire is negative. So if you look carefully, it tells you right here, positive. So the long lead goes in the positive side. We slide that bad boy in like so. And we're going to bend one lead like this so it doesn't come out. If you want to bend the other one, that's fine, in both directions, like so. Okay. Then we're going to grab we're going to do all 4 capacitors at the same time here. Shorter lead is negative. Keep that in mind. So long lead into positive. Get the holes properly here. Pop it right in. Bend them here because we're going to snip these off anyway. We do the next one here. Get these babies out of the way. So we want these capacitors to lay flat. I'm going to spin it. We're going to go right into the positive side here. And now all 4 capacitors are physically installed, and now we're going to do the soldering. I'm going to lower down the heat a little bit because I don't need it to be too hot. Okay, good. That's good. This one here. Obviously, with every butane soldering iron or any soldering iron, please be careful because you can burn stuff. Okay, here we go. So we got those. 3 are in, and that one there is good. So we're rocking and rolling. So have yourself a pair of diagonal cutters such as these, and snip the wire and watch things fly. Make sure you have eye protection on just in case. You don't want to get poked in the eye with this bad boy. Okay, what I want to show you, and this is very important because this kit is not for the beginner. You're going to need some sort of basic knowledge of resistor codes. All right, so you're going to need, thankfully, they gave you this chart here. You're going to take note of resistor 4, 5, and 6, and notice the color codes that are on here. Okay, R4 is brown, blue, brown. So let me point to this so you can see. It's important. You need to know this. Okay, so R4 is here, right? And it says 261K. Okay, R4 on our board, right, is red, blue, brown. Red, blue, brown, right? Red is a 2, blue is a 6, and brown is a 1. So it's said here in the directions that resistor 4 is 261K, so that is correct. Okay, so that's how you check to make sure everything is, you're putting the components in the right spot. So we look at R5, it's orange white. Okay, see orange white, orange white. Okay, and if you look at orange white, orange is 3, white is 9. R5 is 39K. There we go. All right, and naturally for R6, brown, white, blue. Brown is 1, white is 9, and blue is 6. 196. R6. Perfect. So now you understand how to do the color codes for this. All right, so now we're going to work on these. So we have to read each one. R1, which is 100K. Right, R1 here shows 100K. Quarter watt, 5%, plus or minus 5% for the actual value if we would measure it with a meter. So R1, it says 100K. So we're looking for a resistor color of orange. Okay, we'll look at on orange is the multiplier. How many times? Okay, so brown, black. Brown is 1, black is 0. Okay, and then the multiplier, which is orange, which is 3, 100,000. So brown, black, orange. There we go. Got it. So that's for R1, and it's one of those. Okay, so now we're going to grab resistors 1, 2, and 3. So we have it. R1 is brown, black, yellow, and that's 100,000. So we're going to do the bending here. Resistor 1. Resistor 2 and resistor 3 are identical, so it doesn't matter, and there's only 2 left. So we're good to go to throw those babies right on without even looking. But if you wanted to verify that the manufacturer sent the correct part, you would check to make sure that the color coding is correct. And again, if you want to keep everything uniform, we have brown, black is on this side, so naturally you want to keep everything the same on the other side here so they match up and they look pretty. So then it looks like the technician who actually built this knows exactly what they're doing, and they care about how it looks at the end. There we go. So everything is in. Spin them around, and let's solder these babies. Okay, those are done. It's starting to look like a radio, AM/FM radio here. Okay, now we're going to do the blue caps, and they're all over the place. We got one here, C8, C7, C4, and C5. All right, those are going to be the blue ones. Okay, so there's no specific order and no value. They're all the same, I believe. C5. And C4. Okay, let's solder those babies in. I hope you're enjoying this video. This is a extremely detailed video. We will see how this works. Now remember, I'm doing this as an instructional video and recording at the same time, so it's very difficult for me to do this. I'm not looking directly at it. It's not as close as I would like it to be. Okay, that's done. Let me take it off. Okay, it's coming right along here. It's starting to look like a little mini city with all these components on it. Let's get to the other ceramic capacitors. And luckily for us, they are all the same value. And to verify that, we go to the component list here. Ceramic capacitor, 3 of them. They're all 27 picofarad. And the blue capacitors that we just installed, and if you're curious, if you want to know what they are the monolithic capacitor, and they're 0.1 microfarads at 50 volts. And there's 4 of them. You can see C4, C5, C6, C7. Just in case you want to know. Okay, so we have C9. Doesn't matter what order. Want to keep the capacitors in the same direction as well to make it look pretty. If you have OCD like me. Okay, so we have the 3 capacitors. We want to make sure that they don't come out of the board. Do our bending like we did for all the other parts. There's a capacitor there. If you're interested in having this butane soldering iron, I will have a link in the description below to purchase this. It's one of my favorite things. I did buy it on Amazon as well. I have a couple of them. I have them in the car, I have it in my bag, I have it pretty much anywhere, because I want to make sure if I need to do any soldering, I have the ability to do so, and if I don't want to have to always carry the same one over and over again. Okay. Ooh, that one shot me right in the chest. I felt it. And the other one hit the ceiling. Okay, so we got the capacitors in, the monolithic capacitors, the ceramic capacitors. So we're looking pretty good here. Matter of fact, let's do that crystal next. The crystal is a silver can in the container. Okay, there's the crystal. I'm going to grab that baby. And there is no polarity with the crystal, and put as little heat as we can on the crystal, because we don't want to damage this. Okay, here we go. I'm positioning it so it's easier for me for this shot. Let's get that AM antenna on here. So let's go get that. Spin it around. It snaps right into place, which is nice. Got these little pins that pop into the board, prevent it from falling out, which is nice. It makes soldering much easier. So as you can see, of the 8 wires, only 4 have connections. These do not do anything. Perfecto. As they say, good enough for government work. Alright, so the AM antenna is now installed. It's starting to look like a radio. What do you guys think, huh? Not bad. Let's do the switch. It'll be in the bag, the baggie. Now, it doesn't matter which way this goes in. So we're just going to stick the switch in like so. And we're going to hopefully, hope to God that this doesn't pop out, which it doesn't. So these 3 connections here are actually the connections themselves. This is just for support to holding the switch onto the board. Yeah, see, that's not flowing very good. Hopefully that switch is not damaged from that heat. Let's get this one. Get this one. Okay. So this is an IC. Hang on, let's take note. So we do have to solder in a IC. It's right here. TA7360. All right, so I'm not really sure what this is. I didn't look this component up, but we can look it up. I'm going to guess that it's an amplifier. This is part of the tuner chip that's soldered on the other side, which we didn't do ourselves. So let's take a look at it. See, there's a direction, and there is. You notice there's a little slant on this chip here, right there. That would indicate pin number 1. Notice there's no slant on this side here. So we're going to install it like this. Okay. Like that. Spin this around, and we're gonna bend 2 pins, 1 on each side. Not cooperating. see if I can knock this out quickly here. I need good angle here. I don't want to blow this chip up with excessive heat, so it's important that we do this fast. Okay, done. I don't smell anything burning, do you? Except for the solder. Okay, now we're going to... This package includes these interesting parts, which is right here, okay? And those are considered the fixed VR. All right, so side of this, we're not gonna go crazy because we still gotta put a part over that. I think it did. Let's see. Looks like it did. Yes, it did. There we go. And it's lined up per se, I guess, as best we can here. There we go. There's one. And the other two should be fine. There we go. There's that one. There's that one. And the side of this one here. And we'll finish this one here. Because I have this thing up in the air, so now it's... There we go. That one's finished. So now we have the volume control. Whoops. Now we have the volume control there. And that's this. We're not going to do those other two things. I'm not really quite sure why they're there. We're not going to do them. I find it being a pain in the neck, actually, so. You got that? Let me go. 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 Come on, dude. Float. Over here. Okay, that's done. Alright, so now we got the tuner and the volume controller here. We did that. So let's put on... You're gonna need a really small screwdriver to get this baby on. All right, and they have a notch on them. Okay, so they only can go in one direction, and you'll feel it kind of sort of pop in place. Comes with 3 screws, so if you lose one, that's great. I mean, not great that you lose one. Great that you can actually, you have a spare or backup. Let me put the other knob on. Okay, so we got the tuner. Spins nicely. Volume control and on-off switch. Let's see if it actually switches off. There we go. Click off. On. There we go. Starting to look like a radio. I'm almost done. So we're gonna be, there are standoffs to the battery pack. So we're gonna do that at the end. So we just gotta solder these two things on here. So we have the positive lead. Let me zoom in here for you. So there's the positive and the negative. So positive obviously goes here, negative goes there. So it'll sink right in. Okay, that's done. So we put it through like so on one side here. Okay, there's a screw. Flip it over and start spinning it, putting it on. There's one post. You might need to put a screwdriver in here because it's not working like you can't hold it like you could the other one. Okay, that's nice and tight. Posts are on. Same thing goes for the screw mounting here, like so. So let's grab a screw. That's done there. That's pretty good, right? Looking good. Now we want to do the speaker. So before we go to the last step, let's solder the wires to the speaker. All right, we just want to put this on there like so. And the same thing on this one. So we can get that in a little bit further. There we go. Okay. It's okay. It's really small and tight quarters here. So now, now that we soldered the speaker on, we can put the battery compartment back on. And we have these holders that are going to hold the speaker on to the board. Right? And we have a third one. It's on the back corner, but let's try to tighten these two down to kind of secure this speaker for now. And then we could do the other one. I guess you can always do the installation slightly different than I did it. My way is not necessarily the only way. There we go. Okay, we got all the screws on. Now we got to get the FM antenna on. So now you want to put the FM antenna on, and you got to be really careful here. So you got to screw it through, pop it through like so, and then put the nut on the other side here. And tighten it down. And there we go. We now have an FM radio. And the only way we can test this now is put batteries in it. So you have an AM and FM. So let's give it a shot right now. Let's see what we got here. Turn it on. Ooh, I heard something.
Mismatch, but the Mets have the lead late. 2-2. Chop foul.
Holy mackerel, it works.
Vargas worked 5 1/3 innings, his longest start so far this year.
Baseball.
Gave up a run on
Now let's try FM.
Saving faith imparted to us when we were quickened by the Holy Spirit.
Remember, if it's not a saving deal, it's not a real deal.
Spring sales event. Offers from credit approval to inception. Rent flashing 38.97. Big one 37. And tax at DMV.
Hey, Long Island, this is
Holy
John
mackerel, it
with
works.
Depot in Patch.
Yay!
Proud Optimum business customer. Between
That's amazing.
and same-day service, Optimum Business
Now we have a
to the things
radio
that
kit,
matter.
AM FM radio that works.
Small business week and shop local.
Now you can build yourself a box. If you have a 3D printer, you can throw this bad boy in a box. There you go. The AM FM radio kit. Model TK739. Thank you for giving this to me and allowing me to build it for you. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.